Last week, Chateau Temp wrote, "What? No devil?" And I thought to myself, you're right. I promised then that I would draw a devil. So here today, I'm going to devote this entire episode to drawing a devil, or maybe several of them. Now, I'm just having fun right now playing. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be the devil. I actually like this, even though I didn't intend this on being the cat devil, but maybe we can change that. It looks like he's jumping away, like sort of like a little bit afraid, but a little bit excited. And so I'm going to do that kind of a pose. This line here is called a gesture. It helps to create the entire feeling of the drawing. Even though this looks like the shoulder and this is the cheek, I don't care. I'm just going to go with it. It's just a quick, fun drawing. Looks kind of like a fearful jumping back kind of a thing, maybe excited, hard to say. I'm talking while I'm drawing, which is sometimes difficult. Sometimes I do these audio recordings after I finish the drawing. Today I'm going to try doing it while I'm doing the drawing, but you might hear the pitch of my voice change. Kind of like this. Love this tail. Like the old Tex Avery cartoons, I love the idea of the tail mimicking everything else. All these lines of action, the head going this way, the tail going this way, the hands going this way. This is all planned out, but it's usually subconscious or unconscious on my part because I've been doing this for so many years. Same thing, the feet are going to be kind of, I always love to draw the hooves of the devil. The Hooves of the Devil sounds like my next novel. The Hooves of the Devil by Tom Winkler. Going down off the page a bit, but that's okay with the magic of Procreate. This video is not sponsored by Procreate, not yet. I might change the shape of this tongue here, make the line of the tongue more over there, and I think I'll do that right now. This helps it to feel like the tongue is really coming out of the mouth and over. The way it was before, it was kind of like this. It kind of feels like the tongue is twisted over, which may be just fine, but I like the idea of a more traditional look that as you're looking towards it, the tongue is round. It's like this, you know? So I even want to make this line maybe a little bit more over to the edge too. We'll find something that works. Now, none of this makes sense, so I have to clean this up a little bit. This line of the lip is going to kind of try to connect it over to here to the mouth. Voila, as they say in France. Much better. Let's see if I can make him completely red now. I don't know if it's going to leak out anywhere. Oh, it worked. Look at that. Looks kind of like a cat, but that's okay. Cat devil. I can always change it later, but I'm just throwing some color in there now. So he's definitely jumping back. He's like, wow, what is that? There's something in front of him. We don't know what. Could be a birthday cake. Could be anything. The devil's birthday. We don't know. But that's the fun of this. It's crazy, fun, quick drawing. We can decide where we want to place him. Is he jumping over the horizon? Is he above the horizon? We can put a shadow below him here. This will show that he's really hopping up. He's separated from the ground, but he's a part of the environment. I think I'm also going to try just making his tongue pink, just for the heck of it. Give a little bit of contrast, help everybody know that that's really the tongue there. Now he or she almost looks like high heels, doesn't it? If we go ahead and add some heels on here, it could almost look like high heels, the devil in high heels. There she is. I think this is gonna be a woman. See how fast that happens? Do you see that? Female devil. I can go ahead and change these into hooves, hoove shoes. It'd behoove of her to, see that? There is no gender. Everybody's right about that. There we go. Now somebody out there might say bad drawing, because things aren't perfectly rendered so that everything looks gorgeous. I don't care, it's just about having fun. But one thing I do want to do is add a little bit of eyelashes to sell the idea of the devil being a woman now. Also, somebody might argue that this is horrible, and it is technically. This line here looks like it connects to the arm here, so it's like, what is that crazy thing? Is that a cheek or is that a shoulder? Who cares? You put it back here, nobody's gonna know the difference. The main question is, what is she looking at? First thought, some sort of hunky devil guy. That's right, Mr. Handsome here. Give him a little tooth, like a vampire maybe. His head is too big, but who cares? It's all about maybe working with, so, say I made him too big, right? Now I could make him popping out of a hole, right, in the floor, right? Sure, that works just fine. The devil's popping out of a hole. We can live with that. Or I could shrink him down and all that junk. Could be that she's fallen in love with somebody who's been sentenced to millions of years in hell. I'm just doing a quick sketch here to show you the idea because I'm actually not going to go with this, but we could do a guy that's like sad You know what I mean? He's like, boo-hoo, I'm in hell. And then shrink that down. What else? We could go with anything here. You know, one of these days I should do a drawing like this and leave the ending up to you to decide, and then I'll continue it on the next drawing. But I actually do have a pretty good idea for this one. Devil contains all the negative traits. How about narcissism? Huh? Look at that. Now all we got to do is set up a mirror, draw a quick oval. We can always change it, move it around until it fits nicely into the drawing. You want to do stuff like you want to avoid tangents. Like for instance, so these nails here, you don't want them touching the edge of the drawing. Also this curve here of the horns here, you don't want to put that like, you know, badly. You want to give everything a nice silhouette. I'm going to duplicate this mirror here so I can then make the frame. Nice ornate little legs. And again, it's all wrong. It's all scribbly and weird, but who cares? Draw a stand here in the background, show the way that this mirror stands up. Gotta add something here, which is, of course, bammo. I mean, if she's in love, we just gotta add these. Now I'll just throw them in quickly here. I would probably take away this one. Seems a little too much. Nice to have them right around her head. She's staring at herself. She's a narcissist. She's the devil. She's in love. It's also nice always to usually put a little bit of a highlight on some of these here, just to give them a little extra shine. Sometimes you might even make a little window shape like that. Makes it look like a little shinier. It's as if there's a window in the room and it's being reflected. In a moment, at the end of the video, actually, I will show you how I make this light blue reflection haze. But more importantly, look at all this empty space over here. They're interesting unto themselves. She's in love with herself. And we'll consider the reflection a second character, but if we add a third, then we've got an opportunity for more drama. Like in the movie Ex Machina. We have a female devil. I don't know what you would call a female devil. A succubus? Incubus? How about a male devil who is sad about this? Now, I don't know if there's any trees in hell. I kind of doubt it, but maybe there's tree stumps. Seems like something the devil would do. Chop down good, beautiful trees because they give humans oxygen. Definitely devil's work to remove those trees. The chin on the hand, the classic look. Nice silhouette here, almost like the Thinker by Rodin. Overall, I like the pose, but not right there. That has to go. I just want to change it up a little bit. And then I play a little bit around with which hand I want where. If I want the hand going down here, I thought, well, what about a pitchfork in his hand? That's a pretty good idea, but there's some problems with that. I'll tell you later. And you'll see me make choices here about which hand I want on the chin and where I want both arms and both hands going. I want a nice clean silhouette so when you look at him, it's very clear what he's doing. In the end, I go with that hand. I take away the one that's hanging down. I'm not going to go with him holding the pitchfork, even though I like it, because I don't want the viewer to be distracted by anything other than that nice curved spine. I want him to be sad and depressed, and here's why I don't want the pitchfork. It points off to the right, okay? And it leads the viewer's eye off to the right. This whole drawing should work like a figure 8, where you look at him and he leads you back to her and she leads you back to him. I also played with the idea of maybe putting the pitchfork here, but it gets too cluttered. That whole area where his elbows are, all these things crossing each other. I like the clean look of his spine, his two arms dropping down away from his spine. Now, I find a way here to put him pointing back towards her. Use his own tail to lead the viewer's eye back to her. Plus, we don't want him with a pitchfork. We want him wimpy and depressed. He is powerless over her narcissism, and we don't want him to have a weapon of war. And we've got our 3 characters, which always make for a great visual in terms of drama, acting, emotion, and story. That's right, you got a full story here, all of which started from absolutely nothing. Now, I was going to show you how I make that blue haze in the mirror. I duplicated her layer, and then I filled it with blue, and then you tap with 2 fingers on that layer. You got your opacity shows up right here, that blue line, and then it's up to you how you want to add some blue. You want it to be like it's another, you know, there's a layer of glass there, so you want to really sell it that it's not just equal to her. Here it is equal to her. Same coloring as her, and here's a little blue, a little more. It's up to you how much you want to do. I like it about here. And again, I'm just showing you how I draw in my style. If you have your own style, you can apply these tricks, these highlights to your hearts. You can do it in your style. I'm not showing how to draw. I'm just showing the decisions I make when I draw. Like I go ahead and keep all these badly drawn fingers. I keep these badly drawn shoes. It's just about making the joke happen as opposed to how to draw shoes or how to draw fingers. Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and ring the bell and bada bing and bada...